The book of Isaiah 31:1, it says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." And as we all know, brothers and sisters, in this truth, that Egypt is one of the names for Great Babylon America. It's spiritual Egypt because we are still here in captivity and still working a slave here, living under the bondage of Esau. And also this is known as spiritual Sodom because we know what this land and what this queendom is all about, which is sodomy. Now today I'm going to go into a very interesting headline here. I'm going to show you a very short little video clip here, and then we're going to go into the headlines, and then also of course some precepts. And then I have a graph that I put together here that I won't explain this because I think this is very important here because when you take a look at this is really clearly going to be one of the elements or one of the crises that the tribe of Israel is going to be going through in what is known as Jacob's trouble. And it is already here. And we're seeing how this devil is working his angle here on this earth, and especially here in Great Babylon, America, which is where most of Yasharallah is concentrated. But before we get started, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, and also to you brothers out there that are putting on the truth faithfully, fearlessly, feeding the sheep, and you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom. So let's begin here.
2007, right on the eve of the 2008 bubble burst and the great financial crisis. Over the past year alone, home prices jumped by almost 20%, 19.9% to be exact.
Now I'm going to pause it here for a second here. So take a look at this headline. It says, Goldman Sachs backed rental fund buys entire community of 87 single family homes in Central Florida. Now, this is a trend that's been going on, and this has been going on for a while. Okay. What you have is these mega Chinese corporation. Okay. These conglomerates in China, Taiwan, Singapore, okay, in India, they're buying a lot of the communities here in Great Babylon, America. Now, we're going to take a look at how, in this chart that I created, and how this is going to impact, okay, the citizens here, but in particular, how this is going to impact the tribe of Israel, you so-called Native American, Latinos, and blacks, okay, that are unaware. So as you can see here, Goldman Sachs, and if you know what Goldman Sachs is they basically deal with a lot of financials, and Goldman Sachs, they're also part of that elite, okay, that the people that are underground, that are running, okay, the show on top of this earth. Let's move a little further here because I want to bring this other article out here for you. Okay, let's bring this other article here so you can see here where this is going. Okay, so right now in the midst of this crisis, what they call the housing bubble, okay, where prices are sky high right now, and you know, in most places right now, you know, where you probably could get rent for $500 just 2 years ago, you know, a month for a 600 square foot studio, you're now paying $1,200 for it. Okay. But the wages are not increasing. Here you're looking in San Francisco. Here it says, there's an $800 a month bunk bed pod in the Bay Area. So take a look at this. Imagine, okay, you've worked all your life and here you are. Now this is going to be your home for $800 a month. And this is inside somebody's big house out there in San Francisco, where people are renting, where they came up with the idea to rent this out, where somebody's going to sleep on a mattress inside here and pay $800 for it. Okay, you're going to have shared bathroom, shared kitchen, shared everything. $800 for what looks to be a dollhouse. Okay, let's continue on here, and I'm going to show you this next article before we go into that. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is Tampa Bay Times, and it says downtown Tampa apartment tower sells for $184 million to Goldman Sachs. Okay, so what they've been doing is they've been going around all of these communities, okay, all across this nation, and buying houses. They're buying houses, and then they're either flipping them or they're renting them out. So the way this happens, okay, is if you're living in an apartment where you had agreed to pay $1,000 for rent. Okay, unbeknownst to you, they have turned around and bought that apartment. Okay, and then you get a letter in the mail that says, "Oh, by the way, due to the value of this property or whatever the case is, that we have now increased, you know, the rent to now $1,400. Okay. But they don't fix anything else. So there's no additional amenities or anything like that. They just simply increase it. So it becomes a supply and demand thing right now. And what you have right now is a high demand, limited supply, or you have a quite a bit supply, but the supply is not affordable. So the supply and demand works in the opposite, because you have a big demand, okay, lot of supplies, but not enough supplies that is affordable to the majority of people. This is the book of Judges 10 and down verse 14. It says, "Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." Now, this is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai speaking to Israel back in the day. Now, this is going to be the exact same thing that's going to be taking place here in the present and in the future. Because what did I bring out earlier? I brought out Isaiah, okay, where there was a warning that the warning of not to go down to Egypt, which is America, for help, because America looks powerful. It's going to give welfare. It's going to give you and help you out, and we know our women are at ease right now here, because why? Esau is taking good care of them. They're the end thing right now. Okay. So, but they have not seek, the true God of the Bible. Okay. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And so this was what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai told them in the past. And this is what's going to be the same thing that's going to be told to them again here. Okay. It says, "And the children of Israel said unto the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we have sinned. Do thou unto us whatever seemeth good unto thee. Deliver us only, we pray thee, this day." Now, back then they say, okay, we understood we messed up. We would turn around and we are going to stop praying to these idol gods and pray to you, but punish us as you see fit. Okay. But see, 2/3 is going to be cut off this time. There's not going to be that ability to go and do that. The people, okay, or the Israelites who have actually turned Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai this time are the hopefully elect. That 1/3 that's going to be taken through and redeem in the end. Okay. It's not going to be the entire Israel. Okay. And it says, "And they put away the strange gods from among them and served the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and his soul was grieved for the misery of Israel." He's not going to feel any pity for you. What did he say? He say, this is roughly paraphrasing, he's going to laugh at Israel's calamity. Okay. When the tribulation, anguish, and pain and their fear coming upon them. Okay. Roughly paraphrasing here. Okay. He's going to laugh. Okay. Now let's go into what I want to bring to you here is this PowerPoint. Okay. And let me bring this PowerPoint out here for you. Let me let this continue to play here. Okay. And I'm going to bring this PowerPoint here because we need to look and see break this down on how this is going to look. Okay. Now this is the PowerPoint here I want to bring to you. So if you could see this PowerPoint, and I'm going to keep it open up so that I can draw. Okay. Now they're using a form of gentrification right now. Okay. You've already seen what's happening with the gas and all of those things that's going on. We know the proxy war that's going on there in Ukraine. Okay. But, our people still have mindset living in Babylon to kind of trying to continue to go forward. Okay. Now, when you look at it, what are the Goldman Sachs and all these other conglomerates are doing? Okay. These are corporations with deep pockets. They've been planning this. Okay. Because one way or the other, they're going to break down the Babylonian system in order to create the chaos, which is going to bring in the troops to bring in that new world order. And this is their whole plan right here, is to bend everybody down to their knees to go and worship Esau, the so-called white man. Okay. So they're going to buy these apartments. Now, what happens when these companies buy the apartments? Take a look at this. Okay. So I'm going to use this and we're going to draw. Okay. And they're going to buy these apartments, and when they buy these apartments, okay, the rent increase. Okay. The rent increase. Again, as I mentioned earlier, they can turn around and they can just give you the notice and increase the rent as they see fit, because they're going to say what? Under new ownership. Under new ownership means what? New rule. That means a contract that you have with the previous owner is null and void. Okay. So they're going to say, hey, take it or leave it. You can either continue on there at the increased rate. Okay. Or you can get the hell out. Okay. And the owner's not going to let you know. They're not going to let you know that they're selling the property. You're just going to get that notice out blindly. Okay. You're going to be blindsided. Okay. So you see here, houses. That's why they're buying all these communities. Okay. Mortgage increases. You've seen this out in Texas. You've seen it out in Alabama. You've seen it out in Mississippi. Houses that would sell for what, $75,000 and now selling for $200,000-$300,000. Okay. Now the people who have bought their house at $75,000 is trying to, cash in right now, trying to buy those, trying to sell it for $300,000 for those people who are coming out of states like California and these other, New York, these other high priced states where, a $300,000 house would be cheap in comparison, what the local market is in those particular states. Okay. So this increases their rent. This is the reason why the mortgage. Okay. This is the reason why you're seeing interest rate is going back up right now, because they're going to suffocate Jake, who's trying to, get himself, involved with Esau, in Esau's queendom. Okay. Trying to live like the so-called white people. Okay. This is the book of Psalm 62:10. It says, trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Why should we set our heart upon them? Because when you take a look at these corporations buying these communities, okay, we can use Compton and Harlem as example. When they went inside and they're doing a gentrification there, okay, everybody thought that, okay, what they did was they increased the crime there to begin with, give Jake some guns, weapons, put the drugs there, lower the property value down, okay, even though you had the Jakes who was living in these communities trying their best to try be, proper citizens here in America, trying to, do the right thing. But, they were living in a place, okay, where it was valued $100 a square foot. It's now only began to devalue down to like $1. And that's when all these devils came in and they started to buy it up. Okay. Planting little flowers and roses. And our people so ignorant and so willing to try and to have, Esau associated with them, because of course it started from the Martin Luther King Jr. march in the 60s where they're trying to join hands with the enemy. Okay. And that's the reason why it says, trust not in oppression. Who's oppressing us? The so-called white man, Esau. Okay. And then these communities where they gentrify it, plant little flowers, and now the property value goes back up to $50 to $100 to $200 a square foot. And Jake now is priced out of it. So guess what? The flowers that you got to look at for a couple of weeks, now you don't get to look at it. Susie May and Becky and those are going to be looking at it. Okay. And what happens? Even if you manage to stick around, gas goes up in those particular area. Okay. Utilities is more in those particular area. That's the reason why you have, like in the Bay Area here, you go in one town, the gas price is significantly less than the other. Okay. The utilities is going to be more in this town than it is in the other town. Okay. The price of the cost of property. Okay. So you have what is called a cost of living evaluation. Okay. It changes because now there's value into it. And what value is that? Esau's value. When the so-called white man, move into it, and maybe the Moabites them move into it, because they're the ones that actually is the one that's buying up the properties, okay, and increasing the cost of living, which Jake is going to be priced out. Okay, you have urban cleansing. Okay, what is urban cleansing? They're buying the land, okay, and then what they're doing is, even if Jake moves out of these, let's say you can't afford rent, you can't afford a mortgage, you can't afford the cost of living in that area. So now they're trying to go into these homeless areas like that where they can go and camp out. No, well, they can now get the private police to go and chase you out. They don't need permission from the community and they don't need permission from the mayor or any of those, because now you're trespassing on private property. Okay. That can cause a lot of Jake to get put in jail and all the other different things. And so this is that Jacob's trouble that's going to be coming, because no matter how you look at it, we're not going to win. Okay. And this is the reason why we were given specific direction. Okay. And one of those things was, it says, behold, this is 2nd Ezra 16:40 here. And it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compasses her wound, which pains when the child come forward, they slack not a moment. So we're going to go from one hell situation to the next. I don't know if any of you have ever been homeless before, but it's a horrible thing to be experienced. Okay. And we know that there's some brothers that are experiencing that right now, or about to experience that. Okay. So that's going to be very interesting to see how many brothers are going to step up to help the brothers out there. Okay. Who are experiencing that. Okay. Talk is cheap. Okay. This is verse 39. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Meaning what? There's no escape from this. Okay. So you look at this picture right here and you can see what? This is all Jakes. And who do you see in this picture? Kids and mostly women. Because all a lot of the men are sitting either in prison or dead or so strung out on drugs. Okay, so who really the women are going to really feel this pain that's going to be coming. Okay, and these children. Okay, and it says, "Oh my people, hear my word. Make you ready for that battle, and in those evils be as even as pilgrims upon the earth." Now we in this truth we understand that Esau is going to turn around and he's going to label us as terrorists. He's going to kick us out of our place. Okay. He's going to take away all our goods. He's going to take away everything. That's the reason why. Okay. Psalms 62:10 says, "Trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set your heart not upon them." Why? Because everything we have is temporary. This is not our true inheritance. Is not our true rest. So Esau at some point in time is going to take whatever little that we manage to have obtained here in this life. Okay. To get us by. And Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to allow him to do it. Okay. Because we have to go through the fire. Okay. We have to be tried as gold in the fire. We have to go through the tribulation, in order to be proven that we are worthy to receive those crowns from Yahweh. And it says, "Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready for thy battle." And there's a big battle that's coming against Yahshua. "And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as if he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth, and as one that will lose. He that occupy merchandise, as he that had no profit by it." So don't worry about what you buy. Don't worry about what you sell. Okay. Because it's all going to be gone. It's all going to be taken away. This man has every intention of taking away. We see what he's doing here with the gentrification. Okay. I just showed that to you and the steps and how this man is doing it. Okay. He's got the whole market corner, and we are going to be the one that's going to be suffering the most by this. Okay. And it says, "And he that buildeth, and he that shall not dwell therein." So you could build a house, you'll never probably live in it. "He that soweth, as if he should not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes." So you might be you're trying to set up, Jake's the 2/3. Okay. And those who are not in the truth are going to continue to struggle to try to make it here in Great Babylon, but it's going to come to no good. Because why? Okay. This is not our place of rest. And what's going to happen here? Okay. Let's take a look at here. Some desperation here. Now take a look at this headline. It says, "Maryland woman returns home from vacation to find squatters in bed." You're going to have, even with whatever little you have, you're going to have Jake's them. And who do Jake's target first when they're going to do stupidness? They're not going to go in the so-called white community or the Asian communities and go try to be squatting in their houses and stuff like that. Why? Because Jake has an innate fear that the white man will take a gun and blow your brains out. Come on. Jake is going to target Jake. So these niggas out there are going to go target us. Okay? They're going to go target, okay, other people, other Jakes, okay, who might have a roof over their head. So don't be surprised, if you have squatters coming inside your house. And in this case here, this woman, they stole $49,000 of possession out of our house, and she had a hard time getting them out. They completely trashed your house. So this is going to be a common thing here. Why? Because what we got going on here is that these devils, okay, are buying up apartments. They're buying up houses, entire communities, okay, and basically holding them for ransom, okay, and pricing the poor people at the bottom out of it. That's the people in the middle class. And right now, this is going to be hitting the upper middle class. This man is going to intend to get his new world order off the ground, and he's not going to stop. And he doesn't care who he hurts, okay, and who he destroys in that process. So, Lord willing, you were edified. I want to bring it out. I know it's a little bit kind of harsh, mosh, and I really wanted to really go in depth with it, but time, for time's sake, I limit it. Okay, so I'd like to close it by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, double honor to teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers out there that are putting on the truth faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep. And also to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom.